Hello there. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday evening. We're back. We're back on that whole paint thingy, you know? We're doing it. Doing it live, quite literally. How you doing, Klaus? Hope you're having a good Monday, or Tuesday for you, because you're in the future. Hope it's a good one for you anyway. We're back. We're back on our painting thing. We're continuing off where we left off with our guys here. These wonderful roast fishmen. House is fine. Everything's fine. We didn't have a speck of weather here where I live. The people flooded the stores. They were like going after like D batteries and bottled water and all this crap. And honestly, we didn't get a drop of anything here. Excuse me. I'm still dealing with a little bit of crud, but it's slowly exiting my body. Yo, yeah, it is your guys' it's your guys' summer down there in the future. in down under. So yeah, it's stormy. I don't like weather always, like, it's one of those things, like, I think I understand it, but then, like, I don't know, they're just it still doesn't make any sense to me, if that makes any sense. All right, so what were we doing? Well, we were painting these guys, and we did the first one of this type, and we just did him sort of this sickly green. Oh, I'm sorry. So you're not down under. What's it for Kiwis then? Down under? Down under? I can't do it. I can't do the voice. Especially not with a stuffed up nose. You're asking too much of me, Klaus. All right, so I haven't really decided what I wanted to do for these guys. I kind of went with like a bluish, like sort of a greenish blue. I like the way it looks when it dried, but I don't know if I want to do the whole skin that color, just because I'd have to get the mix right. And I was already kind of a pain getting it this color this way. Work on it later. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I have to listen. There's like I can't remember what it is, but there's like a sentence you can listen to that will give you like an approximation of like an entire like vocal spectrum for an accent. Actors use it sometimes in order to figure out like what a person sounds like when they're talking about in a language or talking in a specific like accent or dialect. So I'll have to look it up, see if there's an Australian or New Zealand or version of that. Okay, so painting. I'm thinking that might continue on with this sort of bloated corpse looking feel and then highlight with a little bit of a little bit of a green, but I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go a little bit of a darker blue, a little bit more saturated. Actually, you know what would be really gross? A nice dark gray. That would be gross. Oh my God. Sorry, I have to respond to this. All right, there we go. Okay. Reese Darby or Taika Waititi. Yeah, I'm a fan of both of those guys. Also, God, why can't I not think of his name? The guy from Flight of the Conchords. His name just escapes me right now. I'm mixing these two, the Wizard's Gray and the Doom Death Black, to get sort of like an off black. And that'll be our shadows color. Yeah, I'm blanking on his name for some reason right now. If Travis were here, he would know it. He's probably too busy doing productive things, though. God, it's gonna bother me all night. Why can I not think of his name? He was in What We Do in the Shadows. Oh, God. I have the whole of the internet before me, but I'm not going to look it up because I don't feel like opening a tab and because I'm painting at the moment. I don't want to stop just to look up who is the other guy, who is the guys from Flight of the Conchords. Okay, well, yeah, good to know that you get to chill out for a little while and watch the stream. Or at least listen to it. Oh, you're gonna look it up? Okay. Jermaine Clement, that's it. Jermaine Clement. That's the one I'm thinking of. He was also in What We Do in the Shadows. He was also in Moana. He was the crab. That's kind of who I think of when I think of Kiwi accents. A subtle difference. I would have never heard it. That's because I'm a layman, Klaus. I don't understand the subtleties of the Kiwi accent. I'm kind of being like slapdash with the way that I put on this mid-tone, because it's kind of like just, it's more just a vibes-based thing, because this is just sort of like this brown I've got on, it's a very warm color, and this is really just cooling it down, because I want to, like, I don't know, it's kind of, this one feels kind of like bloated, like drowned corpsey to me. Thank you. Thank you. That was my intent. The first one, I kind of painted it to look like seaweed. And this one has developed in sort of a drowned corpse. Sort of vibe. I think I got all of it that I want to get with this color. I missed a spot. I missed it. The armpit over here. Okay. All right. So I think for the midtones, that's good, I'm glad. For the midtones on the tentacles, I think I'm trying to think, because I did a mix of the orc hide and the cold corpse blue on it to sort of give it this sort of almost like greenish blue. I think what I'll do is I'll take the orc hide and mix it with a little bit of the marine blue. That might give me the color that I want. I'm gonna hope. Yeah, I think that'll do. Sort of like a 2-to-1. And this is just for the tentacles. Yeah, it's looking like how I want it to look. You get some proper base coat and mini paints. Yeah, there are lots of options out there. I don't know if they probably do, but if they sell it nearby you, I know that if you just want to try out some like mini painting to like get started, I generally recommend people check out the Army Painter. Their paints are pretty cost effective, and their starter set comes with a brush. And it's kind of I think it's a fairly it's a synthetic brush. It's not like super fancy, and if you mess it up, it's not going to be too big of a tragedy. You're not going to spend too much money on it, and you're probably going to replace it anyway. But yeah, I would recommend that if you're looking to get started. All right, I think we're gonna finish off the tentacles with a quick highlight. I'm gonna mix in some of the celestial blue with that orc hide. I'm actually gonna end up putting some of this marine blue in there too. So I'm not really getting the color that I want over here. I think that'll work. trying not to get too precious. With this paint color, just because like I mixed so much I don't even remember what I mixed, and it's been so long, so yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so like I said, Army Painter is if it's available near you, I recommend their starter set. It has a bunch of like starter paints and stuff like that in it that you can easily get a good start and get enough colors to be able to like kind of get your feet wet mini painting. And it comes with a decent brush that's good for starting out, because you don't want to start off with like a really expensive brush because you're gonna ruin it, and then you'll be out a ton of money and you'll just have to replace it. And as for primer, I mean, like, you always want to prime your minis before you paint them. I prime with an airbrush. I do not recommend that for people just starting out. I always recommend just getting a rattle can primer. You can get like any sort of like spray paint primer from like a hardware store, as long as it's got like as long as it doesn't have like a glossy finish to it. You're pretty good. They do make like miniature primers in like paint cans or spray cans. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. But generally they're pretty expensive, and they do the exact same thing that your other rattle can primers do. Like the brands that I've seen used are like I think it's Krylon. Those are just like, you know, regular primers that you can find, rattle can primers that you can find anywhere. They work just fine. You just gotta... You just don't spray it on too thick, or when it's too humid. If it's too humid outside, you generally don't want to prime out of a rattle can, because the propellant inside will not evaporate. It'll just sit on the model and or it'll dry like all crinkly and look like an orange peel, is what I've heard it described as. You can also get brush-on primers. Those work pretty well. But I would just kind of like look and see what's like available in and around you, and pick something up there. And also I recommend just looking up some tutorials. And not just mine. And find the style of painting that you like. and just try to copy that, and then you can iterate on it yourself. It's kind of just what I did when I first started painting, is I just found the style that I liked and I've just iterated on it since. Because there's no one style that's good or bad, really. It's just a matter of your taste and what you find appealing visually. Honestly, I'm kind of going by the seat of my pants with this, because like I'm looking for like all these details that I painted earlier, and they're all just so like clouded and murky because like this guy is so like visually noisy. Yeah, well, with the spray on primer, I just saw your comment. Yeah, you generally want to do light passes to get sort of an even coat. You don't want to like blow out all the details. So you just sort of like, a quick once over, and just go over it and then turn the model and just spray it. And you want to hold it a distance away from you, like about arm's length away. Or what I do is when I'm rattle can priming is I will actually put them on, use like sticky tack, and I'll put it on a paint stirrer, which you can just get for free. And hold the paint stirrer and just turn them on that as I spray the primer on them in quick bursts. And then you just want to give it a look and make sure that you covered all of it. Make sure there are no splotchy like areas on it, or anything obviously still gray, or whatever color the plastic is or resin that you're spraying. So you don't just hold down the nozzle, because that's a great way to completely blow out all the details that are on the mini that you're painting. This is turning out to be a very interesting paint job here. Ew, I like. Yeah, you can do that too, I guess. I mean, it seems like a lot of setup, but because it honestly doesn't take that long. All right. This is going to be our highlight, and this is just a little bit of that wizard blue mixed with wizard gray mixed with celestial blue. And you guys will have to forgive me if I snuffle a little bit, because I am still a little stuffed up. And sometimes while I'm painting, I forget to breathe. Have a good one at work, Klaus. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, that's not bad. See you, bud. But we need to go up one more step. A much brighter highlight with a lot more blue in it. just to make it stand out. I don't know what it is about this color that grosses me out. There's something about it though, man. Yeah, it does have a little bit of a reddish tinge. That's owed to the brown undercoat, I think. I think we're gonna call that that color, or this here. And we're gonna start on the other details on the other guys as well. So I'm gonna shuffle it around the moss. Okay, so I think for the blue guys, their fins and these little arm spike thingies, we're gonna do those in red. For the green guys, for their little fins and arm spike thingies, I think we're gonna do those in orange. And for the red guys, this guy and the orange one, we're gonna do those in blue. Just to give them some contrast. And then we're gonna do all their eyes the same. We're gonna do them all yellow. And we're gonna do all the barnacles and stuff on them. We're gonna do those like in sort of a sandy-ish color. We're gonna base it with the same ochre paint that we're using for the, this will be the base coat for the yellow. So we'll base the barnacles with this as well. And then we're going to go over with two different colors. And then the fangs and claws will be all like bone color. And then all these guys also, I don't know, you probably can't really make it out what I'm pointing to right there. They also have, all these guys also have little starfish on them. which is kind of cute. So we'll paint those all different colors too. So let me get my orange paint. All right. So we're gonna use for the base on the fins, we're gonna use molten lava. Probably one of the better orange paints that I've ever used. We were doing these guys red. Well, they're orange now. How old are the green ones red? This probably looks better anyway. Alec, what are you up to this evening? Ah, okay. How was the movie? I know the name. That's the, is that Jack Quaid? And he can't feel pain? Is that the deal? Yep, that's the movie I was thinking of. Hello, Mortis. Mortis. That's from God, what's the name of that game? It's like a super like low pixel or low bit horror game about exorcism. What is it called? I can't remember anything tonight. My brain is still foggy from the disease.
It's not exactly clear whether they even truly exist or could be shown to in the physical universe. If they do, if one day physics finds a use for them, that's great. But if not, that's great too. That would mean that we have, with this brain, a tiny thing, a septillion times smaller than the tiny planet it lives on. Discovered something true.
I wonder what Travis is doing. He's probably being productive. I just got the notification that a new video went live. I have not watched the 10K sub special yet, because it just went live right before shortly before I was going to stream, so I don't have time to watch it. But after I get off stream, I probably will watch it.
If they do, if one day physics finds a use for them, that's great. But if not, that's great too.
He be with his wife. Ugh, gay. At least put me on in the background, jeez. Alec, could you imagine spending time with your wife? I was actually spending time with my wife before I streamed. So that's what I was doing too. I really like this color of orange. And I really like this orange paint, but one of the perils of all orange paints and yellow paints and some red paints as well. Though I find that red is a little bit more of a little bit stronger of a color, but the orange paints, the pigment tends to not be as saturated. So when you paint it on, as you can see, you still see a lot of that black showing through. And that's no fault of like the paint manufacturer. There's nothing wrong with this paint. There's nothing wrong with the Army Painter paints. I love Army Painter paints. I would buy all of them if I had the shelf space, and also if I knew what colors matched up with everything that I already had. But the issue is with just orange paints in general. The pigment tends to be very thin, so that's just, you know, because orange is one of those colors that, you know, can be sometimes difficult to get right in paints. So what that ends up meaning is that you just have to use multiple coats. It can be. It just depends on the color, honestly. Which is part of the reason why I elected not to go with two of these orange fellows. It's just when you're doing like big spaces with that much of a color that the pigment is that sort of like thin in, then you it tends to get, you have to end up painting them a lot. Yellow is another offender in that regard. There are many people who hate painting yellow just because yellow paint can be so finicky and thin that you have to paint multiple coats of it in order to get it to work and be even and not have any of your undercoat showing through. Okay. Now we're just going to add the highlight, which for that we're going to use orange flare. Excuse me. That's too much water that I just added to that. I'm just doing a quick line. Up each one of these spikes. Alrighty, that's it for the highlight on the orange. latte. Okay, so that's the orange fins done on those guys. Now we do the red fins on the green guys. This is going to follow our classic recipe. Classic. We're going to start with Berserker Red and end off with Sanguine Scarlet there. Yeah. I really like the way this color looks with this green. I'm moving my lights. I'm realizing that like my phone is kind of covering up like a lot of the light for some reason. I say for some reason, it's just where I've got it positioned. quite some names. What? Berserker Red, Sanguine Scarlet. Great names, honestly. I love the names of all the paints. And I'm loving, like I said, I'm loving this base color here. The base for the fins on that one done. Now we'll do the second one. And I was just applying a few multiple thin coats there, because you want to make sure that you get a nice even coat. And red is another one of those colors that can be a little finicky. Alrighty. We just got one more coat of this Berserker Red. We'll move on to our Sanguine Scarlet, and we'll be done with the red fins. Alrighty. That is that color done on that particular one. I don't know why I said that like that, but you get the gist. Moving on to our Sanguine Scarlet. I'm not going too crazy with the layering on these fins and stuff. Mostly because they're not like the main attraction. And I mean, I don't know. Might change my mind and add another highlight to them. I just don't want to go nuts, you know? Because the skin is the major thing. And I feel like that should really be the star of the show. So I like where that's at right now, but part of me wants to go just one step higher, but we'll see how I feel after I paint everything else. That'll be the deciding factor is after I go through everything else, how do I feel? Do I feel like going and adding an extra highlight to the fins? Is it worth it to me? You know, that sort of thing. What I'm doing with this big fin up at the top here is I'm following along with the raised up parts of the fin. It's harder to see this because like this has got this weird mold line thing going on here, but like for instance, this big part at the top, the hard part of the fin, you know. But then you've got these other parts of the fin that are like, you know, the flat parts and not like little like wrinkles or whatever that that exist on the inside. And I'm kind of following the same trend all the way down the back. I'm just looking at that red right now. I'm gonna have to go up. I'm gonna have to go up one more level. I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, I can't. Like, it's just too dull. Like the orange is so pow. It's so bright, you know. But the red is just so without going up just one more level, it's just too dull, man. It just doesn't look like it's just. So we're gonna add a little bit of a pink to the red just to brighten it up a little bit, and just a little bit. We're not gonna add too much of this pink to it. Put a lot on my palette, but I'm not going to use that much. So we're going to add, we're going to have mostly the red that we have. And we're only going to add like maybe one tiny bit of this pink. And that's going to be our final highlight color. And in the end, it just makes that red stand out just a little bit more. That's all I need. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm looking at it now, just after it's all dried and everything like that, and quite honestly, I mean, it looks great. I like this red, I like this green. Together they really complement each other very well. All right, next. The last of the fins and spikes and stuff. Gonna be these fellas here. So we're gonna be using Abyss Blue, marine blue. And I guess since we're doing final highlights, we'll use some celestial blue as well. But we'll do a mix of the celestial blue and the marine blue, so it won't be so crazy out there. Those are the colors that we are going with today for the fins on the red guys. All right, so first off is Abyss Blue. I don't know why this feels like a denim color to me. I guess it's because it's not like a super saturated blue. wondering why I'm silent and processing. What I'm processing is whether or not I want to stick with this color choice. Excuse me. Just had to clear my throat. I don't hate it. But I'm not super in love with it either. I will probably make a better decision after I apply all of the associated highlight colors. So next up is our marine blue. Rolled standby. The red and blue. Classic Izzet merfolk. It's a joke. I don't think there are any Izzet merfolk. Alec, you would know better than I. I can't think of any red-blue merfolk off the top of my head. The merfolk that I know are all... I said, because these guys are red and blue, so I said I can't think of any Izzet merfolk. I don't think there are any red-blue merfolk out there. The only merfolk that I know are blue and green, and I think I think Lorwyn has like blue and white. Blue, white, and green. Yeah. You're gonna go knock out soon. It's not even 11 o'clock yet. What are you, a responsible adult? Getting ready for bed before sitting on my phone. Yeah, maybe cut out that second part. Maybe just get ready for bed and go to bed. Someday, yes. No, my friend, that day is today. Here's what I want you to do today, Alec. Instead of getting ready for bed and getting on your phone and doom scrolling, I want you to get ready for bed. And I want you to lay down in your bed. I want you to close your eyes and go to sleep. Or find a book to read. Read a book instead of doom scrolling your phone. Because let me tell you, man, if I sit on my phone for any amount of time before I go to bed, and I'm like reading the news or social media or anything, I cannot get to sleep right away. I just can't do it, man. It's too much nightmare fuel out there. So, do yourself a favor. Let me get some more of this blue on my... There we go. Much too much. And it makes me very sad. And when I'm sad, I start thinking about of all the things in the world that make me sad. And I don't like to think about stuff that makes me sad. So definitely not before bed. The little ones are good. Ollie was at home today. My eldest son. I should just say my son. I only have one. Because his daycare closed. Because they decided on Friday, I guess out of an abundance of caution, that they were going to close on Monday. Because we were supposed to have this apocalyptic ice storm. But turned out to be a whole bunch of nothing. I mean, we just got some cold rain. It didn't even freeze. I'm pretty sure our roads are completely ice free, and it just turned out to be a whole bunch of worry over nothing. So I suppose it's good to practice caution, but at the same time, you know, kind of feels silly after you cancel school for that's good. I mean, it's good that, like, because, like, for those who don't know, who happen to be listening to the stream or the VOD or whatever, the southeastern United States has zero infrastructure for cold weather. Our solution to snow and ice on the roads is just to shut everything down. And maybe salt the roads. That's it. That's all we got. Yeah, and then everybody just goes to the store and panic buys bottled water and D batteries. I think that was partially our city government's fault, because they were warning everybody to prepare for the worst, and that if we lose power, we would be without power for days. Because, like, you know, if the roads are iced over, the trucks can't get to the lines and shit like that. So they were telling everybody that we're probably going to lose power, and if we lose power, we're going to, you know, we'll lose power for days. And it'll be a long time before they can fix the power lines. So that was partially their fault, because everybody was panicking then, so they all went up to the store to buy, like, D batteries and bottled water, because they thought that they were going to be without for a long time. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Glad you could hang out. Go get some sleep. I'm actually going to go get some water, so I'm going to take a real quick break. I'll be right back. I hope you didn't miss me too much. Or, I hope you missed me a lot. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do on these guys, I think we're gonna paint the base coats for the barnacles and the eyes. Hi, Irish. Thank you. So for the barnacles and the eyes, our base coat is going to be this gizmo fur. It's sort of an ochre color, I guess you would call it. All right. Whew. Like I said, I'm still a little stuffed up. And I'm also still kind of dried up just from my body is still recovering from my illness. Yeah. It's not fun at all. Thank you for thank you for letting me know. I still sound a little stuffed up because I am a little stuffed up, but you know, the show must go on, right? How have you been, Irish? What you been up to? spent a whole week doing baby snuggles with your new niece. She's perfect. I love it. They're so very cute. Especially when they first come out. Yeah. Yeah, it's something else, man. I tell you, I didn't. I mean, like when I had my kids, I didn't even like, you know. I mean, it didn't even like, you know, register to me like, you know, how just how much I was really enjoying it until after I couldn't hold them anymore. But Penny is still teeny tiny, so I still get to hold her. Yeah, I bet. You don't want to leave them. Because they're so tiny and cute and innocent. Oh my gosh. It's ridiculous. Like we look at pictures of Penny, and she was just born. It feels like she was just born yesterday, but she wasn't. She'll be 3 months old next month in February, and she has grown like a weed. Last time we were at the doctor's office, she was already 10 pounds, and we were just like, you're joking. When she was born, she was only like 6 pounds. She's nearly doubled in size. Absolutely wild. Yeah, it's crazy. She's so big now. She's such a little chunk. I mean, it's hard to hold her for any extended amount of time. It'd be like you're holding a 10-pound weight in your arms. And she's dead weight, man. Of course, it puts things into perspective for my son as well, because, like, you know, he'll be turning 3 next month, and like, Oh my god, he is so big now. I mean, like, he is just a solid brick wall. Yep, he started 3 next month. It's crazy. Yeah, Ollie was yep. Ollie was about, I think he was 7 pounds 8 ounces exactly when he was born as well. That sounds right. Or close to it at least. Yeah, I could scarcely believe how old he's getting. I mean, in just a couple of years, I mean, like, gosh, in just a couple of years, he'll be going to school, like kindergarten, which is insane for me to think about. Yeah, they tend to lose some weight, a little bit of weight when after their initial birth weight. Dr. Faust Painting Clinic with the raid. Welcome on in, everybody. We're painting some fishmen. Thank you for coming in. Wow. Let me do a quick dot of some yellow here, and then I will throw you a shout out, Dr. Faust. Boop, boop. All right. Quick shout out to Dr. Faust. I think I have this still put up. Hey, no problem, Doc. I'll take good care of your miscreants for you. Typing. How does it work? Make sure I spelled that correctly. Boop. There we go. Hey, yo, Dr. Faust Painting Clinic. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the raid. Hi, raiders. Welcome. I'm the Blue Wizard, also known as Chuck. I am currently going through and painting Hero Quest. And I have been painting Hero Quest for a while. We've been working on the abominations. Yeah, I paint miniatures. I stream painting miniatures. I hang out and chat, and generally it's pretty low key. So come on in, talk if you wanna. If you don't, that's cool too. I hope you're all working on something, painting, or just having a good evening. That would be good enough for me. We were just talking about my kids. Me and Irish. But what was Dr. Faust painting? For those of you who are sticking around and hanging out. And what are you working on? Are you working on something right now, or are you just sort of vibing? Let me know. All right, that's one more down. They really do. They grow up so fast. You got kicked off of Final Fantasy? Are they still getting their DDoS? I actually logged on to Final Fantasy last night for the first time in a few weeks, just because I hadn't been in the mood. Oh, maintenance, right. Maintenance for the next patch, yeah. Yeah, I hopped on Final Fantasy last night for the first time in a few weeks. Hadn't been in the mood to play, really, and then I was just like, you know what? I need to do the new raid series. I hadn't done the last wing of the Arcadian yet. And so I finished that. But I'm here to tell you, chat, if you know nothing about Final Fantasy, this is going to confuse you. But I was not expecting the first fight in the new wing of the Arcadian to be so horny. I was not expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting. But a vampire dominatrix lady was not what I was expecting. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I wasn't upset by it. I was not upset by the dominatrix vampire lady. But I will say, every song in this new raid wing was an absolute bop. So, I generally had a good time. I had a good time playing again. I probably will play more now. I've been playing Guild Wars 2 a lot recently, and Guild Wars 1 as well, just because they're easy to pick up and put down. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when you have a child. Orca. There you go. Oh, it's okay. Oh my god. I know. It's so funny. They got me talking about garden implements auto mod. Jesus. Anyway, what I was saying, Irish, since you were mid-ad, is I was not expecting the first fight in the new raid series to be so horny. That was not what I was expecting. But I was not upset by it. And I was also saying that every song in this raid tier, or in this last raid tier, was absolute bop. I think my favorite was, honestly, I mean, like, I love the Tom Morello guest song that they did. Everything Burns, that was great. But I think that The Mirror was probably my favorite out of all of them. Yeah, she's draining the audience of their ether. Yeah. She's literally like a vampire dominatrix. Midwest miniature guy with the raid. Welcome all in. Welcome, raiders. We're painting some fishmen. Thanks for coming to the stream. We're hanging out. We're painting fishmen. We're talking about Final Fantasy at the moment, Final Fantasy 14. So if you play, that's awesome. If you don't, that's fine. That's not what the stream's about. It's just what happens to be the topic of conversation at this moment. I like to talk about all sorts of crap. Good evening. It is safe to say that we are all nerds here. And if anybody says otherwise, they're lying to you. Neither, actually, but it could be used for either. So this is an abomination from a board game called Hero Quest. They are they're just fishmen, but you know, they're specific monsters in that game. They're called abominations, but you could feasibly use them for either in Dungeons and Dragons. Right now, I'm just going through and I'm painting some barnacles and starting the eyes. And to all the raiders who've popped in, I'll go ahead and apologize. I might sound a little stuffed up. Because I've been sick recently. I am feeling better. Hence why I'm actually painting and streaming now. I took last week off. I felt bad about it, but you know, one does what one must. But we've gotten 2 raids in one night. Wow, that's a record for me. But this is the general vibe of the stream. We just hang out, chat about generally random things, and yeah. Hang out. Games Masters Vault, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Sometimes I take long silences to focus. Alrighty. You know, I'm a big fan of multiple breakfasts too, Games Master. Or Game Master. Let me give you a shout out there, Midwest Miniature Guy, for the raid. It would help if I spelled things correctly. Miniature Guy. Yep, there we go. Bam. Yeah. What were you painting, if you don't mind me asking? what is everybody currently working on if they're working on something? If you're not working on something, that's fine too. But I'd love to hear what everybody's working on. These guys are absolutely freaking covered in these particles. So this is going to be a ridiculous thing for me to paint. So I'm going to use a little bit of a bigger brush, I think. Ooh, Ranges of the Night's Watch for Song of Ice and Fire. Using for a D&D campaign. Blacks, black browns, black grays. Very cool. Are you Midwest miniature guys on like Instagram and stuff like that? Yeah, a lot of blacks and browns can be a little bit samey. I had the same problem when I was painting all the undead for Hero Quest. It was a lot of bone colors and whites and bones and khakis and bone. So yeah, I get that. When you're painting similar colors for extended periods of time, you sort of like, your eyes kind of glaze over a little bit. Midwest Mini Guy. Instagram? Let me see if I can find it. I'll give you a follow. Oh, there's Travis. Look at that. Making dice with dice. Let's see. Midwest. Mini Guy. All right, yeah, there you are. Is that you? Turn this so you can see me. I'll go ahead and drop you a follow. You're pretty dope, man. I love this little hobbit guy. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Why does it look like that? So weird. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. I dropped you a follow. I'm Blue Wizard Studio, so that's what you're seeing. If you're seeing a new follower, it's me. Now back to painting all of these barnacles. It's a welcome distraction. These guys look so gross, all these freaking barnacles on them and stuff. Yeah. Oh, you got some competition pieces. Well, well, well. Which one is one that you would really want me to look at? And we'll pop it up on stream. Because there's some pretty freaking awesome ones here. Because I still have the Instagram page up. Why did my music stop? Interesting. There we go. All right, cool. Because I'm looking at a lot of these, and all of them are great. Yeah, those are dope, man. Probably better than me. But I think everybody's better than me. It's the mini painter's curse. Yeah, this one has a boatload of barnacles on it. It's mostly barnacles, I would say. I'm probably gonna have to hit these things with like a shade or something, because this color's not dark enough. I'm just now realizing that. It's fine. There's no harm in using the occasional shade, right? Fallen Angel from July 21st. Okay, let's head back in time. Dude! Holy smokes! Look at this thing. Let me resize this a little bit so we can see the whole thing. That's an awesome piece. It's also a freaking awesome paint job. That looks awesome. I love the detail on the wing. I love how you've got like this mix of like colors in the mix of colors in the from the whites and like the sort of bone and yellows and stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty freaking dope. That's awesome. You even did like the pillar as two different types, or split down the middle, like marble and like black marble or whatever. That's such a clean line too. Was that sculpted into the piece, or did you draw it, or did you paint that line? Oh, those little spiders, I didn't even see those. That's friggin' awesome. Oop, that's the wrong one. There we go. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, no, I bet. Very cool. That's one of the perils of Instagram, man. Is you is I go on there and I follow all these awesome mini painters, and you start comparing yourself to them. But I've learned that I can't do that because you tend to think to yourself, like, oh, I'll never be that good. And the truth is, you never will be that good, because you can never paint exactly like somebody else. You can only paint as good as you can paint. So be happy with what you've accomplished and don't try to be anybody else. That's what I've learned, at least. Yeah, exactly. You just got to find your own thing. I mean, copying someone else's style is will only get you so far. But at the same time, it never hurts to learn. Everything I've learned is from mini painters on YouTube. I taught myself how to paint with absolutely zero artistic skills whatsoever. I started learning from the first time I learned anything about painting miniatures was I was painting Space Marines, of course, which so many people start painting Space Marines, and it's not I wouldn't advise it personally, but Games Workshop wants you to paint them first, that's for sure. But anyway, I learned by watching Duncan Rhodes on Games Workshop's YouTube channel. They had painting tutorials on there, and I just watched one, held a mini in my hand, and followed him step by step. It didn't look great. I ended up painting over it at some point, but it looked passable. I was happy enough with it. So I kept painting. That was my favorite part of the hobby, because I wasn't really that good at the game. So I was just like, you know what? If I'm not going to be good at the game, the least I can do is get really good at painting. And now paint more than I actually play any tabletop war games. So so many frickin' barnacles on this thing. It's crazy. Every time I look at it, I see more barnacles. I probably should have painted all these barnacles first and then painted around them. Nah, I think inside out is probably better. I mean, like, there's some barnacles underneath all these, like, weird tentacles on their back, but I think I'm kind of doing the best with what I got. Because these are... The minis aren't really, like, super detailed and super, like, sharply cast or anything like that. So some of their details get a little buried, but that's fine. It is just a board game, after all. It's not like a Premier Miniatures game or anything. So it is no big deal. I do think I'm going to end up hitting this with a shade, though. Just because I feel like it may be a little too bright. And some of that detail might have gotten buried by this paint. Sort of a mustard color. I was going for sort of a sandy vibe, or sandy color for the barnacles. That's my plan, at least. Because I looked up pictures of barnacles, and they're all this kind of like a sandy brown color, but I didn't want to do them like bone colored because I felt like that would be too bright, so I was gonna go with like a yellowish sort of light brown, that sort of thing. So that's why I'm base coating all the barnacles this color and not like a tan or a khaki. So I got only one more left. But I think the dark brown that I base coated them with originally is honestly going to save them. At least on these big guys with the tons of barnacles on them. So. But it's a pretty gross color. And they're supposed to look disgusting. So, mission accomplished on that part. These guys do look gross. think we are going to
I saw it when I walked, boy.
finish up this color of yellow here on, or whatever you want to call it. It's supposed to be kind of an ochre color, but it looks more yellow. But it works for my purposes. I'm going to finish it up on this fellow here, and then I think we're going to call it for tonight, as it is almost midnight. So we will find somebody to raid out to before we leave. And if you have any suggestions on folks you like, folks you want to see me raid into, please let me know. I'm trying to tackle this guy a little more methodically than I did the first one, because I kind of just went nuts and just was like, ah, barnacles, where are they all? This one I'm trying to like move up. Be a little bit more tactful, I guess. We learn as we go. These guys look like they've been sprung up from the deeps. The deep, dark deeps. They've just been sleeping at the bottom of the ocean for hundreds or thousands of years. Slowly getting encrusted in barnacles. I'm almost out of this particular color of paint on my palette. I'll have to get some more. So many barnacles, man. Whoever designed this miniature was just like, you know what? I think we should add some more barnacles. But what if, now follow me on this one, what if they want to paint it? What? Who's going to want to paint these things? Nobody paints board game miniatures. Crazy? There's not going to be some bearded guy in a wizard hat talking to himself, basically. Playing out this exact scenario as he paints tons of little tiny barnacles on this guy. No way. I know Bob seems oddly prescient to me, but go with your gut on this one. Trust me, they're gonna love the barnacles. Pretty sure that's exactly how the conversation went. All right. And now the left side. My phone is reminding me that it's almost time for my bedtime. Which generally is around midnight, but I say to the phone, you don't own me. Yet, machine. Not yet. Not until the machines take over, like the Matrix. Then, I guess technically you will own me, and it will be by permanent bedtime. So be in your little pod. Eating steak with what's his name? I can't think of the actor's name. Can't think of the character's name. The guy who betrayed them in the Matrix. Can't think of his name right now. But it's starting to get a little late, so I'm going a little crazy. Painting all these barnacles, so I'm starting to kind of ramble on and talk about nonsense. Like being in the Matrix. Joey Pants! Joey Pants! Joey Pantalone... not Pantalone. They call him Joey Pants. The actor's name. Can't think of his real name, but I remember Joey Pants. I'd be hanging out with him eating steak. It's just kind of a lie because I don't eat meat, so I guess I wouldn't be eating steak with him. Maybe metaphorical steak, we'll say that.
I saw it when I walked, boy.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah, no, I just saw your message. No, it's not Mr. Anderson. It was the other guy, you know, the one who betrays them. I can't think of the character's name. It's something like, it's not Mouse, because Mouse is the one that dies.
I saw it when I walked, boy.
It's been a long time since I've seen The Matrix. Yeah, I've seen it Matrix a couple of times, but it's been a very, very long time. It's probably due for a rewatch, honestly, because it's been so long. All right, folks, we are just about done with this, so we're gonna be rating out here very shortly. So if you have suggestions for who we should check out and raid, somebody you frequently go to, or somebody you want to give a little boost in viewership, go ahead and make your suggestions. Doesn't have to be painting miniatures. Doesn't have to be mini painting. But if you would like it to be, that's okay too. Okay. That is all of our gross barnacles base coated. So we'll just go through it and we'll do a quick progress check here. And then we'll hunt around for some folks to raid out too. So tonight, we made some good progress. we have gotten the fins and the eyes and barnacles painted on all of our guys now. So we got the blue ones here. We did their orange fins, and we did all the barnacles and the eyes and stuff like that. And then we got the green ones. They got their red fins and their eyes and barnacles all taken care of. Well, they're not finished, but you know, they've started on that. And then we got the red ones. They got blue fins. Whoop. And then we got our two disgusting guys. So that is where we are at right now with the abominations. Big fan of the red and green ones. I think they were my favorites out of the ones we did tonight. The orange is still pretty good. Still pretty good. Blue and orange, solid combo. Red and blue, I was a little iffy on it first. It's grown on me. It has since grown on me. We're gonna go on a little trip here, and I'm gonna take everybody with me. Alrighty. Okay. So, we're going to have a look on Twitch to see who we can raid out to. Who am I following that's currently going? That's live. All my people are just are video game streaming, so and these are all big Dave streamers, so I, you know, not that they wouldn't appreciate the added audience, but you know, they don't need it as much. So let's check out who's following, who's doing miniatures and models right now. Oh wow. Creative, there we go. Miniatures and models. Let's see what we got here. Got a lot of gunplay going on. Mostly Gundam at this hour, apparently. A late night commission from Goblin Gobbies. Anybody familiar? Don't know him. Okay. I'm gonna throw up there. I'm gonna pop up their stream real quick here, so we'll just we'll pause the music. And we'll see. Oh, an ad, of course. Gotta love an ad. All right, that's enough Firehouse.
I'm sure that there was a cutoff. Okay.
Looks like he's painting a knight.
So I'm just
Here, I'll
looking
throw
around to see if there's any more like propping up I want to do with this guy. I don't think so. I think I want to keep it kind of whole. So, I kind of liked the ticket system they had too. More player driven than it was. Yeah, it was more of a player driven economy than Wizards or I guess Hasbro deciding this is what this costs. You could like just have like trade a bunch of your old cards that you're not using or whatever, and they had like every single format. But I digress. So I don't really think there's anything else I want battle damage on this.
Okay, so looks like he's working on a commission. So I'm not like opposed, but his mic doesn't sound great, and I don't know if I could listen to that for very long. So I don't know if you guys want to listen to that very long. But not a whole lot of folks on doing hobby stuff tonight. So, and I don't know anything about Gunpla, so I'm sure they're great. Basing and painting. Teal Sakar? Take a look. That's what we got. Seems pretty chilled out. Doesn't seem like seems like his microphone's good. or he's not talking, which is fine. I don't talk hardly ever. So I'm gonna raid out to this fellow here, Teal Sakire. That's what we'll do it. We'll calling it right now. So if you would like to raid out with us, come along for the ride. Come hang out. I'm gonna play my my outro song. That's right, I have an outro song. If you're new here to the stream, I play it every time I leave. So, oh, I've got my filters on, so hang on a second. There we go. All right. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks to the huge thank you to our raiders. And everybody who came in. If you liked hanging out, if you liked hanging out here at the stream, thanks so much. And please feel free to give me a follow. Come on back, whatever you want to do. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, generally from 8 p.m. to about midnight Eastern Standard Time. So if that's your vibe, if you like hanging out, come on back. I'd love to have you. And if you're watching over on YouTube, thanks for hanging out over there. And subscribe to the channel over on YouTube. It's absolutely free. I'm approaching almost 250 subscribers on there. Love to get up to 500. Follow me on all the socials. Blue Wizard Studio on Instagram. I post pictures of minis over there. We're going to raid out to this fellow here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.